Hey, good evening, everyone. Since it's a slow news weekend, even though there is news, nobody's talking too much about much of anything. So, in my reading around the internet, I ran into a real good interview by a guy named Bert Dohmen. He's a guy I've been following for a while. He's kind of in the lines of Gerald Celente and Peter Schiff and those guys, but he cuts, I think, more to the reality, the actual reality of things. It's a very worthwhile interview. It's about 40 minutes long. Um, but some of the points he was talking about really kind of bring us back to reality because we just hear in the media every day how, well, the markets are up. You know, we got green shoots, the economy's recovering and all this. And he goes into real good detail about really how bad the world situation is with all the terrible debt that they have. Um, he makes one conclusion that pretty soon there's no way out of it. They're gonna have to reprint more money again, and of course that's going to require bringing the markets down again. So he's saying to expect that coming up. There's going to be deflation. Of course, now everybody argues about inflation or deflation. Well, he says there's going to be deflation and inflation. Depends on what you're looking at. Um, also, he gives a real good account of how the markets have been priced, what's actually going on with a 60% Dow rise in a year. Um, you talk the price to earnings is the center point of it all, really. I think, and I've been saying that for a while too. They're hiding their earnings. You know, we just been hearing about how great the earnings everybody's having. Well, that's a rosiest picture, best case scenario for what's going on. In effect, they're taking their earnings, what they're reporting is the best possible case scenario, and they don't take into account any losses or debt at this point. They've just been allowed to say, oh, yeah, we earned this quarter, never mind all our toxic assets, bad debt, our losses. So, in short, with that, don't believe everything you're hearing about these earnings being so great. The earnings are it's a high jump bar set 1 inch high, and some of them are tripping over it. So I love to look at the price to earnings of these companies. Just take for instance like a Goldman Sachs. Right now, I think their price to earnings is about 30 or something like that, and the stock price is about 165. So people need to realize what that actually means. Or people are saying, well, that's not so high, and their forward PE is 8. Well, that's another rosiest best case scenario, hoping that it'll grow into that someday, have a PE of 8, which is ridiculous. But the present PE, which is a 30 or 35, I think, that means that if you bought that stock today at 165, it's going to take 35 years worth of these earnings just to get your investment back. And most of these stocks are just have outrageously high PEs, and that's with them being given a boost, a helping hand. Um, the entire Standard and Poor's index, for instance, now, Bert, I'd been saying maybe 4 or 5 months ago that the S&P price to earnings ratio is about a 120. Well, he's saying now that it's in effect about a 200. So if you buy any S&P stocks today, you're going to need a time machine just to ever get your money back. It's going to take you 200 years worth of the present day earnings to get your money back. So that's the way things are being priced today. Anyway, real quick, just wanted to introduce you to an interview in case you feel like listening to it. And have fun, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.